Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for all the delay. And thank you for coming to tonight's meeting and presentation. Cesana is a family business with a history of over 140 years and has survived the turmoil of the century. It's a remarkable survival and achievement for such a business. For tonight's presentation, we have aligned a dedicated team. We have from Cesana, Italy, Virginia Cesana and Nicola Giardinelli. Both of them, they will share the presentation and will try to answer to your questions. Hopefully, we still can communicate, not only see. Virginia and Nicola will take you through the basics and role of the fluxes and coatings in the melting process. Virginia, now it's up to you, and Nicola. Thank you both.
So I can start now?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. And my name is Virginia. I'm in charge of marketing and communication of Cesana. And today I'm here with Nicola, who is our engineer and who will later on give you an overview of our products and why their use is important. Let me change the slide. So, small introduction about Cesana. We are a dynamic family company with a very long history of 146 years this year. And we sell products for foundries and cast house, very high quality, all over the world. And some of these are fluxes, coatings, release agents, but we also sell machinery for quality control and improving the quality of the metals. And we have been qualified with this ISO 9001 certification since 1993, which we're one of the first companies in the world to get this certification. In the registry, we are like number 43 or something like that, which is very special. And our offices and production are based in Italy, in Milan, near Milan. We produce and we make everything there. You can find us there every day, all the time. And we've been working with Australia since 1990. So it's quite a long collaboration. I know my father has visited Australia many times, and hopefully we'll come back soon and have a small tour of your foundries and cast houses. So we have extensive knowledge of the industry thanks to these 146 years of existence in the industry. And I know my father has 38 of experience in the foundry industry. He's seen all sorts of things and situations, issues, and always tried to resolve them. That's our goal. Our mission as a company is to resolve foundry issues. We come in person usually, we see the problem and we resolve it. And then we have a small engineering department in our company who concentrates on the scientific approach to solve these issues. And for this reason, we manufacture machineries and new technologies, which are also automated. And Now we have the possibility to connect these machines as well with a remote access to your phone, for example, so that you can always download data or call maintenance or assistance if it's needed. So yeah, we are very keen on quality, of improving quality and improving processes, making them cost effective and more optimize them. There you go. I was struggling to find the word. And so yeah, now I'd like to pass on the word to Nicola, who will take you through the presentation of what fluxes are and why they are important. And yeah, so I'll keep on moving the slides. Nicola, if you need to change them, let me know or give me a sign.
Yes, please. So, hello everyone. I am Nicola. I am in charge in Cesana company from 8 years, and I am the commercial manager and technical assistant manager, and we work very hard to solve and to help the foundry and our customer to resolve all problem in the foundry, metallurgical problem, technical problem with our products and with our knowledge. So our history it's clear, and we produce inside of our company whole materials that we supply to the customer and distributor. Our focus is in the flux. And what is the flux? The flux, it's a blend of solid inorganic compounds such as sodium, potassium, chloride, and carbonate and fluoride. And the flux normally is used during the melting to clean the aluminum and the material. The flux it's react with high temperature and to generate exothermic reaction, able to separate the impurities from the aluminum to the aluminum. Why use the flux? It's important to use heat to improve the quality of the alloys in terms of hydrogen and non-metallic inclusion and alkaline earth metal. Please, please, Virginia, change. Okay. Which flux is available on the market in the foundry now? It's powder. The powder is the classic form of the flux, and it's very old technology, but still in use in some foundries. The new tendency is granular flux, and this flux was developed to reduce fumes, dust, and emission and also tablets. It's special forms and to use for degassing or grain refining process. So the flux is normally used in the powder flux is used in high quantity in during the process, and for that the powder is not common now because to use the granular flux, now we can shave the quantity of the product used in the during the process. Okay, change. So we have some different type of flux used for different effect in the during the process. The first one is covering and flux. It's specific for to create a physical barrier against the oxidation of the metal in contact with the air. And the second one is to clean. Cleaning flux is used to remove oxide in the aluminum bath. Drossing flux is used for to promote the separation of the aluminum from the dross. Refining flux is used to reduce some alkaline elements like magnesium, calcium, lithium, and sodium. There is one special flux or different kind of special flux to clean and is used to remove the build-up of oxide in the wall of the furnace, like corundum. Ground refining flux is to refine the structure of the aluminium, such as the titanium boron flux. And the euthetical modifier is used to refine silicon structure in aluminum silicon euthetical alloys. Okay, change. So the typical flux has the double dual application, such as covering and drossing flux. So in the same times, we have the flux that can protect the bath of the aluminium and the drossing effect of the aluminium. This flux is suitable for all furnace, melting furnace, holding furnace, electrical or gas furnace. It's not a problem. And the application starts from 618 up to 780 degrees. It's important during the application and when we suggest some different flux, it's important to understand and to know type of furnace and temperature application, because we have a large of we have a few flux dedicated for correct temperature to have the good effect during the application. Also the quantity of the flux used depends of the condition of the bath, depends of the percentage of the scraps introduced in the melting area, or depends of the if I use more new aluminium and scraps, depends of the condition of the bath. If I have more dirty components inside, I need to use more quantity of the flux. Normally, it's for to consider the difference from powder flux and granular flux The powder flux is used in terms of 5%, from 1 to 5% of the quantity of the metal inside of the aluminium. With the granular flux, we can reduce the quantity applied in the furnace from 0.05 to maximum 1% every 1 kilo of aluminium. Okay, change. In the picture, you can see the dross after the drossing process in the furnace. So, in the left picture, we can see the dross that is produced from not correct flux. Means to have a lot of quantity of aluminium in the dross, and perhaps could be that the quality of the metal in the furnace could be rust. In the right picture, we can see the dross after drossing process with the correct flux. We can see that we have the big difference. In the left, we have a lot of aluminium inside. In the right picture, we don't have aluminium inside, so small quantity. This means that it's important to use the correct flux. Okay? Refining flux. So during the melting, we can have inside of the liquid metal a few impurities, a few inclusion, also alkaline element. The alkaline elements, the big problem of the alkaline elements, it's they can causing the hot cracking during the solidification. Second problem is hydrogen. The hydrogen in the metal with high percentage of hydrogen means porosity in the final parts. The inclusion it means no metallic elements or could be some parts of refractory material or whole parts that coming from dirty, and they create inclusion and hotspot problem. And inclusion such as sodium, calcium, strontium, and lithium, they have the problem to they reduce the fluidity of the metal. So all of these elements, they can blocking with the filter and the correct flux. A lot of dross can sticks on the walls and they grow in the furnace. All of this problem means that poor quality aluminum with high problem on the surface and low quality elements. Okay, you can change. So our production it's also in equipment for foundry machine. One of them is the gassing machine. It's a specific machine to clean aluminum from inclusion and remove the hydrogen content in the alloy. This machine is full automatics, and the operator doesn't do something. The machine provides for whole treatment in automatic mode. So we produce different type. So dual SEM, it's the first picture with it's our machine mounted on wheels chart, and you can move everywhere in the foundry, and is suitable for all furnace. We have the second model, historical model. It's dual SEF. It's fixed on the wall by a screw, and you need to use the ladle for the process. We have also different types like dual 2. It's movable with the crane on forklift to use in the crucible furnace, and the dual special. So normally we sell and we produce a standard machine. Standard machine means the specific the standard drawings with the standard equipment, and but sometimes it's not possible to support our customer and for their process. And our focus is also to produce specific machine studied with the customer for the special process and special application. Dual Special, it's the brand of this machine, but not standard. We can study and we can have the co-design with our customer to study the correct machine for different situation. Normally, this machine could be installed in a rotating platform to serve different position, maybe 2 or 3 position for the treatment. After we have also the specific machine to inject and to spray our flux. One is for the wall cleaning, and MED 2, it's like the tank with the compression air to spray the powder flux on the wall to remove the corundum and the oxide and the build up from the wall. Pental is specific machine to inject under the bath special flux, such as a reducer of alkaline. Okay, you can. We produce also density units, evaluation units, and to make the density test. With this machine, we can prepare the sample under pressure to evaluate the content of hydrogen and inclusion in the aluminum. So the main problems of hydrogen is the temperature, because the temperature is connected to the of the hydrogen contents in the alloy. More temperature I have, when I have higher temperature, I have the effect that hydrogen dissolved quickly in the melt. And with this machine, we can test the presence of hydrogen, and we can evaluate. Normally, is connected with the degassing process, because with this method we can check and we can understand how many quantity of hydrogen I have in the aluminum and inclusion, and we can adjust the degassing process. Okay, with the gassing process, we can remove, with appropriate process, we can remove all hydrogen and inclusion. Okay. Our production included also release agent for aluminum, high pressure decasting, and especially coatings. We produce different type of for different application of these coatings, and specific is isolating coatings for special to use to isolating the heat in the molds, conducting and semiconducting coatings, release agents and lubricant for the dye is formulated with high-tech emulsion of wax or silicones and oils, and protective coatings, boronitride, and different elements to protect the ceramic parts and steel tools for the aggression of the aluminum. Okay, you can change. Okay, we finish.
Okay, so
Thank you.
Give back the word to Delia now.
Yes, I'm here, coming. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Thank you, Nicola.
Thank you.
Thank you both, Virginia and Nicola. We are representing Cesana here in Australia. And yeah, if you have any queries, here are our details. So the head office of Avero is in Adelaide. We have obviously a warehouse in an office in Melbourne. Frank Cavallaro is the owner of Avero and is the managing director. Again, any queries you've got, just give us a call or an email. And yeah, before we finish, if you have any questions for Nicola and Virginia, we are here to
take some questions now.
Yeah, you can put the questions now before we move on.
You may have to just relay them because they won't hear.
So what happened, because you're not going to hear, one of us is going to relay the question in their own wording. So you have here Gary and Craig that will help you out. Thank you.
Thank you, Delia.
Any questions from the floor? Yep, we got one from Gary Yates. What was
Which flux do they sell to Ferrari?
which flux do you sell to Ferrari? Yeah, he's quite a funny character, Gary.
So fortunately, our competitor sells to Ferrari, and the results is in Melbourne. No, I'm joking. So it's I think it's a different issue. But so Ferrari is our good customers in Italy. They use some products from us, like coatings and flux, and maybe also rotors and crucible, and it's our good customer.
Okay. Do we have any other questions from the floor? Yep, we got one.
Fluxes for magnesium.
Sorry?
Fluxes for magnesium. Do you have fluxes?
Do you have fluxes for magnesium alloys? Is it that what you mean? You mean aluminium alloys that contain magnesium?
AZ91.
What?
AZ91.
AZ91, for example. Do you have fluxes to suit magnesium?
Yes, we have. But consider that for the flux for magnesium, it's a different flux. It's it's not like the normal one that to remove dross, and because when we add the flux in the furnace and the crucible or the drossing points, normally the dross are in we can remove from the top, because the slag is light and come in the top of the aluminium. With the aluminium, with the magnesium alloys, it's different because there is the flux, but working with the precipitation effect. The dross go on the bottom. Okay, but we have.
Does that answer your question, Kieran? Any other questions from the floor?
So the same, the flux for bronze, metal, or?
Question regarding fluxes for copper-based alloys, bronzes?
Yes, for so consider that we produce different type of flux for not ferrous alloys. We cover the market for the application from aluminium, magnesium, zinc, and copper alloys also are different, but we have the full range of the application in different alloy. We are dedicated for not ferrous alloys.
Okay. Does that answer your question?
Like the.
Yeah, I think the answer is yes, they do. Any other questions? Okay, time for my questions. When you talk about your cleaning flux to remove oxides,
Yes.
Does that cleaning flux affect the magnesium level in the aluminium magnesium alloy, like A356?
Sorry, I didn't hear you very well. The second part.
Okay, you talked about cleaning fluxes, which are to
Yes.
remove oxides in aluminium metal.
Yes.
If the aluminium metal contains magnesium, will those cleaning fluxes reduce the magnesium level?
Normally, the normal flux doesn't reduce the magnesium inside. To reduce the magnesium inside the alloys, you need the special product, because consider that for the composition of the salts is inorganic elements, inorganic salts. We have difference, and the composition of the salts is studied for the application. Normal flux doesn't reduce. To reduce magnesium, you need the reducer.
Okay. You also talked about a grain refining in your flux to, I guess, to add Tibor. Are you using dipotassium hexafluorotitanate, K2F6Ti? And if so, does that reduce the magnesium level in the aluminium alloy?
Sorry, your voice is not clear. You can repeat?
Okay, sorry. So when you're doing grain refining in the flux, is there a possibility that that grain refining will reduce the magnesium in the aluminium alloy?
So it's the same of the last question. We use the salts is dedicated, and we don't reduce the magnesium inside of the alloy.
Okay. And what's the salt that you use to add the titanium?
Titanium.
Yeah. What salt do you use to add titanium?
Titanium alloys.
What type of salt?
No, he didn't understand.
Okay, he doesn't understand. Okay, we'll move on. I will pass that question through Delia, and she can pass it on to you. The other thing we've found is that foundries like to sell their dross. If they've used a flux, the value of the dross goes down. Can you comment on this?
It's so it's a historical question also in Italy, but consider that for the company that buy the dross for the foundry, when they have normally when they have 30%, 20% of the aluminium inside of the dross, it's enough. But if you have 60%, the company is very happy to buy from you, because they pay the dross the same price if you have 20 or 70%. For them is dross. Normally they doesn't pay in base of the content of the aluminium inside. So for sure, you cannot give them or sell them the dross like the sand. For sure, they need to have some aluminium inside. But of course, if you have more aluminium inside, I think you spend more money for.
Yeah, I think I understand what you mean. The value of using the flux is you've got half the amount of aluminium in your dross, so you're winning anyway, despite the lower cost of selling your dross. Okay, understand. Any more questions? Okay, we've got no more questions at this side. Is there more to present?
No.
Or that's it, is it? Wow. Thank you for being so patient with the technology issues that we have here. If we have any further questions, we'll pass them on. Someone's talking. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the background.
Oh, background. So if we have any more questions, we'll pass them through Delia. And
Thank you.
I'd like to just do a thank you.
Okay, Craig would just like to say some parting words.
I'll stand in here. You haven't seen my ugly mug yet. Take it. So I'd just like to say on behalf of AFI and ADCA, a big thank you for you, Nicola and Virginia and Delia, to devote all your time for us today, this evening, this morning, for you guys, I suppose, to show us your company, your capabilities, your equipment, and I'm sure it was quite interesting for this group here to see and hear all of that, as that's what we like to apply to our businesses. So thank you very much on behalf of everyone here for your time and effort, and we'll say goodbye.
Well, thank you very much for having us and hosting this.